Welcome back to another episode review of Goosebumps. If you're new here, I've been doing a review of Goosebumps episodes, so feel free to watch my previous videos. In this video, I'll be reviewing episode 7 called Phantom of the Auditorium, which is based on Goosebumps book number 24. So let's get into it. This episode originally aired on December 1st, 1995, and was again directed by John Bell, who's directed episodes of Mutant X, The Famous Chet Jackson, The New Addams Family, and Erie, Indiana, The Other Dimension. The episode starts off with Brooke having a nightmare of the Phantom. She wakes up screaming. Brooke was played by Jessica Moyes, who's known for PSI Factor, Chronicles of the Paranormal, and Gang in Blue. The next day, Brooke is looking at her script, and Corey tells Brooke that Esmeralda is a cool part for her to play. Corey was played by Philip Eddolls, who's known for Spy Kids, Little Women, Holes, and he also played Jake in Are You Afraid of the Dark and The Tale of the Reanimator, and he's also playing Shane in Season 2's Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns on Goosebumps. Tina then says to Brooke that she'd be careful if she was her. Tina was played by Julia Chantry, who's known for Mean Girls, Mama, and would later be cast as Terry in The Phantom of the Megaplex. Both this episode and the Disney film are parodies of The Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, Brooke, Tina's your understudy. She might poison you so she can play the lead.
She'd never do that. Throw me down a flight of stairs? Maybe.
Real funny. I wouldn't want the lead. Haven't you heard? This play is cursed. Did you cast a spell on it?
What are you talking about, Tina?
I'm serious. My grandfather told me about it. He went to this school 72 years ago. And you want to know the weird thing? He hasn't graduated yet.
Tina says forget it, but they all ask Tina to tell them more.
It all started the year the school was built. The drama club was putting on the same play we are. The night of the play, the boy who was supposed to play the Phantom disappeared. They searched everywhere. His parents were freaking out. They called the police, but they never found the body. A year later, when they tried to put on the play again, his ghost appeared on the stage.
Then a gloved hand comes from behind the curtain and grabs Brooke, and she screams. It's the Phantom calling Brooke Esmeralda, saying he's come for her and to borrow some lunch money. Brooke says he already owes her $10 and that he hopes he starves. The teacher comes in asking what's going on, who was played by Catherine Greenwood, who's known for New Nightmare, RoboCop the TV series, The Drew Carey Show, Wind at My Back, Poltergeist, and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. Miss Walker tells Zeke to take off his mask. Zeke was played by Sean Potter, who's known for Going to Kansas City, My Hometown, The Book of Eve, and playing multiple characters on Are You Afraid of the Dark, like Pete on The Tale of the Lunar Locust, Ben from The Tale of a Door Unlocked, and Duchamp from The Tale of Jake the Snake. Zeke says he was just getting into character. Miss Walker says that there will be no more visits from the Phantom unless it's in the play. Tina says that they shouldn't be doing the play.
My grandfather said...
I don't want to hear that old story, Tina. The only haunting we need to be concerned about right now is the one that's in this play. Let's go through the show. Corey, you are Carlo. You are Esmeralda's father.
Hi, Dad.
Zeke.
I'm the Phantom who lives in the basement.
Right, and you are secretly in love with the theater owner's daughter, Esmeralda.
Do I have to be?
Now, Esmeralda, the Phantom, kidnaps you.
Then how come I stay in love with him?
Oh, because you're attracted to his mystery. But your boyfriend finds out about it, he kills him, and that breaks your heart.
And the Phantom was on as a ghost, haunting the theater forever.
Which is what's gonna happen if we do this play.
Then all of a sudden, Corey starts to go down a trap door. Mrs. Walker pushes the switch and brings Corey back to the stage. Miss Walker tells the students that she doesn't want anyone else using the trap door because it's very old and the maintenance men are still working on it. Brooke then has a vision again of the Phantom. Corey asks what's the trap door doing there. Miss Walker answers and tells him that the school had it built for the first production of the Phantom.
I asked you all to bring in a history of your characters, when they were born, how many...
At the end of the day, Miss Walker turns off the lights and tells everyone to leave, but as Brooke is leaving, Zeke calls Brooke over to the trapdoor to try it. Brooke tells Zeke that she had a dream about the trapdoor last night, but she's never seen it before. Zeke says maybe the haunting has begun. Brooke says she thinks it's kinda weird. Zeke says life is weird, and it's about to get weirder.
My glasses!
Brooke calls for Zeke to help her find her glasses, but of course, Zeke is gone. Brooke can't see where she's going. Then Zeke appears and scares her, but he has her glasses. Brooke yells at him and asks where they are. Zeke says he doesn't know, but he knows that they're not in the basement, that they're way below the basement. Zeke jokes and says maybe this is where the Phantom brings Esmeralda after a long day of haunting. Brooke wants to go back now. They head back, but Zeke can't find the switch, and then he says that they might be down there all night. Brooke says that there has to be a switch. Then a rat falls on Zeke's shoulder, and the trapdoor begins to go up. Zeke jumps on just in time. They both go up, but it stops almost to the top. Zeke asks Brooke to give him a boost, and she does, and Zeke goes up, but doesn't come back. She then sees an arm and grabs it, helping her up, but it's not Zeke. It's some guy named Emil, who's apparently the night janitor. Emil was played by Eric Fink, who's known for Hollywoodland, Charlie Bartlett, Four Brothers, Monk, The Dream Team, and Are You Afraid of the Dark, playing Mr. Poe in The Tale of the Renegade Virus. Emil asks what they're doing here. The school is closed. Brooke answers that they had a late rehearsal. Emil asks them how do they know about the trap door. Zeke says that Miss Walker showed it to them.
Didn't she tell you how dangerous it is? Stay away. Stay away!
Yes! I knew we shouldn't have gone down there.
Stay away!
The next day, Brooke approaches a kid who's in her seat.
Excuse me, you're in my seat. You're right. Guess it doesn't really matter.
Brooke asks the new kid if it's his first day. He says yeah. She introduces herself, and he says his name is Brian Colson. Brian was played by Stuart Stone, who's known for The Magic School Bus as Ralphie, Pacific Blue, Donnie Darko, Joyride, and Are You Afraid of the Dark, where he played Doug in The Tale of the Quicksilver. He asks Brooke if she's in the Phantom play, and Brooke says yes, that she's playing Esmeralda, and Brian says he thinks she's perfect for it, and that at his old school he was in all the plays, and that he wishes he could have tried out for this one. Tina then interrupts them and says that he can help her with the scenery. Brooke then introduces Tina to Brian. Brooke then says she forgot her script and goes to get it.
Hi!
Hi.
Brooke is going to her locker, and we see that someone is watching her. She opens up her locker, and someone put a mask with a note on it.
Stay away from my home sweet home, Esmeralda.
Shouldn't you be in drama class, Miss Rogers?
Just getting my script, Mr. Levy.
Mr. Levy was played by John Bayliss, who's known for Dead Ringers, Lost and Found, and Maximum Risk. Sadly, he passed away in 2011. Brooke then confronts Zeke, thinking he put the mask in her locker, but Zeke doesn't know what she's talking about, and the note, but Zeke says he didn't write it. Brooke then says who did, and Zeke says the Phantom did, that it's obvious. Brooke then has another vision. It cuts to Brooke rehearsing her scream. She hears a creak in her closet and goes to check it out and opens the door.
Come on, Brooke.
So does this mean you like my costume?
I should have known, you jerk.
Zeke says he was just joking around and says that the Phantom stuff is starting to get to her. The next day, Brooke is rehearsing her lines.
Your lines yet, Brooke?
Most of them.
Remember, this play is cursed. Be careful. Brian! If you're done painting that stage, you can start on the flats. Aren't you glad you moved here?
I'm just happy to be part of the production.
Brooke, let's rehearse the argument with your father.
Break a leg, Brooke, as they say.
Miss Walker calls Brooke over, and Tina goes up some stairs, and we see Brooke and Corey rehearsing on stage. But then the lights go off, and Brooke sees a figure on the catwalk. Miss Walker sees it too.
Go away, Esmeralda. I'm warning you. Go away.
Then a door falls down, nearly killing Brooke, and written in red paint says, "Stay away, Esmeralda." Brooke tells Miss Walker that she doesn't like this, and Miss Walker says she doesn't like it either. Just then, the lights go on, and Zeke comes in running, saying he's sorry for being late, but Miss Walker thinks it's Zeke. Zeke tells her that he had a dentist appointment. Tina then says that there's a trail of red paint, and that they should follow it to see who really did it. They follow the trail of red paint. Zeke says he can't believe how anyone can be so stupid, but the red paint leads to Zeke's locker.
This is nuts, man.
What? Zeke? It's not mine.
Get the janitor, Zeke. Somebody's going to have to clean up this mess.
It's not mine.
Now.
He wouldn't do this. Really, Miss Walker?
I'm calling your parents, Zeke. You're out of the play. And if anything else happens, I'm canceling the production.
Brooke says maybe they shouldn't be doing this play, and Brian asks her if she really thinks it's haunted. Brooke asks Zeke if he really didn't do it, and Zeke says it's not him. Brian says if it's not him, then who did? Zeke says it could be Tina. They pass a janitor named Mr. Johnson and ask him if he can help them clean the mess up on the stage. Mr. Johnson was played by Boyd Banks, who's known for Black Sheep, Dirty Work, Animorphs, Superstar, The Ladies' Man, Jason X, The Tuxedo, Dawn of the Dead, and Silent Hill Revelation. Mr. Johnson says it's gotta wait till morning. Then Brooke asks if the night guy can do it later. Mr. Johnson says there is no night guy. Brooke says a meal. Mr. Johnson says there's no night janitor. Later on that night, all three of them go looking for a meal.
If the cops come around here, Miss Walker will cancel the play for sure.
You can't go, Brooke. The note, the backdrop, the Phantom wants Esmeralda. That's you. Maybe a dream was a warning. If the situation was reversed, would you go?
I don't think they'd let me play Esmeralda.
I'm going.
They arrive at the bottom, and Brooke says that what if Emil is a ghost? Brian says he doesn't believe in ghosts. Then the elevator starts going back up by itself. They decide to keep going. They slide a door open and notice things everywhere, signs that someone has been living down there. Then they see a bed.
Didn't you listen to me?
The Phantom!
I told you to stay away. You should have listened to me.
Run for it! Let go!
You should have listened to me.
Emil, come on!
Go!
Brooke escapes, then they hear Mr. Levy, and Emil runs away. Miss Walker, Mr. Levy, and some cops tell the kids that Emil got away, but they found a hat and a mask down there, and the cops think that he was just a homeless man living underneath the stage. Brooke says that's probably why he gave them warnings, to keep them away from his house.
If we didn't have a staff meeting tonight, you might have been stuck down there.
We're sorry.
Well, I'm sorry too, Zeke, because I was wrong about you.
Does this mean Zeke's back in the play?
I suppose it does.
The Phantom lives.
It cuts to the show, and Zeke is in costume in the trapdoor waiting for his cue. All of a sudden, the trapdoor won't work for him. Then someone grabs Zeke and takes him out. Then they hit the switch and go up instead.
We are together at last. I've dreamt of this moment for so long.
So have I, Esmeralda. So have I.
Not so rough, Zeke.
Fair, Esmeralda. I have lived under this theater for more than 70 years. I was to play the Phantom on this very stage.
It was to be the greatest night of my life, but it was not to be. For 1 hour before the curtain was to rise, I fell into the abyss, where I became a real phantom. Hoping, waiting for this night, where I would finally play my ultimate role. And you, Esmeralda, come with me to eternal darkness.
Brooke grabs the mask off the Phantom and it's Brian, who falls back into the trapdoor hole. The curtain comes down and everyone is clapping. Miss Walker is telling everyone to get on stage and tells Brooke her performance was marvelous.
That's just marvelous! What about the senior? Oh, and Corey! Oh, weren't you sensational? Where's Zeke? Oh, of course!
Zeke is on the floor of the trapdoor knocked out. Miss Walker compliments him on his performance too, and then tells him to come for the curtain call. Brooke asks Zeke if he's okay, and Zeke says that something hit him. Brooke then notices an old yearbook by Zeke's head. It's from 1923. They all go for the curtain call. After it, Brooke tells Zeke that the Phantom was there. Zeke says, what does she mean?
Wanted to play Phantom on stage after 72 years. Then he died all over again. Tina was right.
Who died? What are you talking about?
Look!
The Phantom to be performed this spring.
We know it never was until now. And there's the boy who was supposed to play the Phantom in 1923. That's the boy who disappeared.
Oh man, I don't believe it.
It's Brian Coulson.
And that concludes episode 7 of Goosebumps, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. I like how they tried to throw us off with Emil thinking he was the Phantom, but it was Brian who looked and acted like a regular student. So on that part, I give them props. The acting was decent as well. I enjoyed this episode and it was pretty fun to watch again. Let me know what you thought, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.